Alright guys, we are going to go ahead and complete the next page in your notes in this video. So we are actually on page 8 in your notes from that note packet from class. So we're just going to go ahead and get some of the vocab out of the way so that we're ready for tomorrow. And we're going to start very simple with, what is an angle? And we all have, our own sort of idea about what an angle is. I always think of an angle as two rays joined together at a vertex. So if you look at the picture below, we have these two rays here. A ray is a line that only goes on forever on one side, hence these little arrows showing that, and they're joined together here at the vertex. So this little pivot point, that's called the vertex, but I'm also going to call it pivot point. And we sort of think of the angle as initially maybe starting right here. So this means that this is called the initial side. And basically, we think about taking that initial side and rotating it around that pivot point. And wherever we stop, that's called the terminal side. Now, something that we will do quite frequently in this class is we will put an angle on the coordinate plane in what we call standard position. And I have an example here of an angle in standard position. The initial side lies right there. So that's one thing about standard position. Initial side is on the positive side of the x-axis. That's sort of our starting point. And we rotate around counterclockwise from there, and wherever we stop is our terminal side. Now I also want you to notice that the vertex is at the origin. So whenever you have an angle that, the initial side is right there on the x-axis on the right-hand side and the vertex is at the origin, we like that. That's called standard position, and that's often how we will draw angles in this class. Now, something else that is unique about this picture, interesting about this picture, is that they're showing you if you rotate 150 degrees this way, well, that's called counterclockwise, opposite of the way a clock moves. Well, that would end up getting you the same answer as if you had gone negative 210 degrees clockwise. It gets you to the same spot. But you either go counterclockwise or clockwise. It's sort of like a direction of the angle. Now, when we go counterclockwise, which to be honest is the most normal way to rotate, that's usually what we do, those end up being positive degree measures. If we rotate clockwise, that's when we have negative degree measures. So if we look down here, just want to kind of make sure we get an idea of, where these various angles are. So draw these in standard position and then find another degree measure for each of the angles. Well, if we look at 45 degrees, go ahead and draw my x-axis because we're putting this in standard position. Vertex at the origin, initial side on the x-axis. 45 degrees. I'm not going to make you take out a protractor, just estimate. That would be about right there. So this is 45 degrees. That is going counterclockwise. But if we go clockwise, and let me get a different color here. If we go clockwise, we have this angle measure, which is negative 315. Alright, I want you guys to go ahead and try to do the same for 2, 3, and 4. Try to draw the angle measure in standard position, and then find me an alternate degree measure.